thing, before I left. Really show these people they can't control me, and I can still write my grants. They can keep me down for a little while, but I can get back up. I think we gotta just keep doing that, because sometimes you will. The active remote neural monitoring is just terrifying to me. The stuff that they can condition in your mind, the stuff that they'll just straight up insert into your mind, it's pretty terrifying. But you just got to know it's not you. Mine make it more terrifying by, well, I don't want to tell you all their tactics. I don't want other gang stalkers to learn from them, because they really are terrifying people. But what I saw another target individual's video. He was doing an interview, and they were kind of talking about, can they see you in your house? They definitely can. Remote neural monitoring is pretty much standard with this, guys. I'm starting to kind of figure that out, or I did figure it out a long time ago, and I don't really want to say, I don't want to freak people out, but we need to know. Y'all need to know that they have remote neural monitoring where they can see through your eyes. Like, they're seeing what you see. So if all other surveillance that they're using is cut off, they can see through your eyes. They can see your visual cortex and what you're thinking in words. And that's pretty much standard. The dangerous thing about this is that level of technology is it's cheap. It's not that cheap, a couple of $1,000s or whatever, but it's cheap enough that a lot of people are using it around the world at a community level, and that's the scary thing. They aren't studying this in a bunch of corporate facilities with volunteers and stuff. They're just kind of putting it out. This person's still following me. I'm gonna kind of just let them follow me, see if they keep following me. But this stuff is that's the scary thing, that it is pretty standard for them to be remote neural monitoring you. And in that, it's such advanced technology at a community level with people who aren't trained to use it. And that's kind of on purpose. It's on purpose that this is done, because all I've seen from this is destruction and violence, and people breaking into people's houses, terrorizing them. Even the people involved on the patrolling side, them being scared or hateful. It's a destructive program. It's not meant to keep us safe and to make everybody feel safe and happy. It's just not that. It is meant to make money, big bucks for corporations, and practice with weapons, just in every little angle of way that they can practice with these directed energy weapons to learn more. It's kind of weird too. It's like, I've heard people talk about AI with the remote neural monitoring. I've also heard about people, talking about how they're mapping people's brains, and that, they would want to pick people who are emotional, who maybe are more creative and emotional, have moral centers, because that would be the perfect thing to teach this software how to be more human. So they get inhuman people, inhuman monsters behind the monitors and behind the beams and stuff like that, but they get good human beings in front of it. So when they're tapping into a brain, or they're shooting somebody and seeing what a good person does when they're in a lot of pain, they're teaching, they're learning more about what humans with emotions would do. I heard that theory the other night on a phone call, and it kind of makes sense. They wouldn't be doing this to a bunch of sociopaths, because sociopath's brain is pretty much like a computer. It's just, it does what's going on in society, kind of matches that, so that it doesn't get in trouble, and then just does a bunch of horrible stuff. It doesn't have a lot of meaning to it. It's just, what can it get? And I already saw 2 state police while I've been videotaping this morning. So it looks like it's affecting it. at about 34 minutes. I might go to 45 minutes, guys. And that car is still behind me. So we'll just, I guess I'll just keep going straight, see if it goes straight. Got my drink and my electronic cigarette mic. I got my electronic cigarette. I've been smoking way too much electronic cigarette. There's a one light car right there. Kind of get it real fast. It's like, you know, well, I won't go into that, but somebody was telling me to make an edited video of like all the one light cars, but with the vehicular stalking that I get, it's like you don't really have to edit it together. It's just a big video of vehicular stalking. It's not very few and far between. It's just all the time along my routes, you know, and I'm not even going anywhere. I mean, I have some stuff to do this morning, but I was going to make a video first, kind of just drive to some random, you know, down some random roads. Seems these kind of, and I want to get them on tape, who was doing this to me. Kind of an older man or woman. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. It's definitely not the cream of the crop doing this stuff. I will say that with just 100% truth. Definitely not the cream of the crop doing this stuff. I see them with their sunglasses, their tinted windows. They can give a crap about anything. They want their little bit of money or whatever. Definitely not the cream of the crop. Not the Justice League, I'll tell you that much. Not the Justice League. But they are ruthless, and they're willing to murder innocent people. Like these people above me, I mean, they had two. I went to the computer spot, and they have, like up above me, they have two weapons on each side of me, slanted down so they'll hit the sides of my head, and they'll kind of move them around to get them more on the side of my head, and then one right in the front of me when I'm sitting at that computer. And then those two that don't move, the one in the bathroom, in the back bathroom, and the one above my room. Some of those at the computer, I question if they're remote and they're trying to stabilize a remote beam, keep it in the same spot. So I'll think that it's a ground weapon up above me, which I think is what they're doing on some of them. So I mean, it gets really deceitful. I mean, they've really had to pull out all the stops with me. But I guess they do that with all of us. You know, sometimes I'm like, wow, you know, I'm like I mean, there was a target individual on a conference call the other night, and he was like, I know y'all know about this stuff, but I'm getting hurt, and this guy's lying about me. The moderator had to go, and I wasn't trying to make a dumb voice, I was just trying to make a, you know, surprise voice. And the moderator's like, you're just preaching to the choir here. We're all getting really hurt, and they're fucking us all over, and we're, you know, in torturing a lot of us, torturing all of us basically. But it's like, you know, I think sometimes we all kind of have that feeling. We're like, oh my God, you know, I'm getting the worst of it. I must be the target individual that gets the worst of it. But if you take that thought, go ahead and push that away and realize that a bunch of other target individuals are experiencing what you see as, wow, and that guy almost ran into the side of me and I had a green light. Wow, almost ran into the side of me. But take that thought and push it aside and know that there are like millions of target individuals out there who are saying the same thing as you, who are like, oh man, they think they're getting it hard, but I must be the #1 target individual in my state, because I'll say it a lot, you know, the way that they're hitting me and all these cars on me. That's the reason, guys, we have to communicate. We have to, like, when we're talking to each other, and I understand how we want to get awareness out. So if we're talking in an arena that has some people who haven't experienced this, toning it down is a good idea. But when we're talking to each other, and on these videos, that's first and foremost to me. I am trying to get awareness out, but I know that I get out there, like I start talking about details of this, and it does make it a little bit less believable to you know, people who haven't experienced it. But what my point is that when we talk to each other, you know, it's good to give details so that people know they're not getting it the worst, that they know that it's like, this is bad, this is really, really bad for every target individual. I don't really think, there may be, the smaller percentage are light incidents of gang stalking, and I would go further to say there are no light incidents of gang stalking, because there was a guy when I first started watching videos. He had a bunch of helpful videos out. A big bear of a guy. You know, all of his videos got taken down. So I don't know what happened to him. But he pretty much said, you know, I don't think there are any light cases of gang stalking. And I don't either. You know, I don't either. So just think about that. You know, if you're ever thinking, wow, well, other people are, you know, getting it bad, but I'm getting it way worse than them. That's just not true. You got it, and it's a better thought, because then an ass will really get under your fire, and you'll be like, everybody's experiencing this, millions of people are experiencing this who are target individuals. Let's get going. Let's get going on this stuff. Like for realsies, guys. I just said for realsies. There's a trailer behind me. Truckload trailer. That could be just a truckload trailer. Look, that sign says "Be Fearless" on it, so I want to get it. Oh, it changed. It said "Be Fearless" on it. I like that. Be fearless, guys. Let's be fearless. Yeah, I'm feeling in better spirits. I've just got to find some people who I can joke with. I probably won't be joking at all, you know, with my attackers anymore. It's not going to be any bit jovial, because I mean, I don't know how I stayed that way through any of it, because they've almost killed me a number of times. I was counting it, and this will be kind of what I wrap up on, I guess. But you know, I was counting the nights, like, just with this team, just with this household, or these people that my main organizer, 4 years and 365 days, he's almost murdered me, okay, what I was saying was, he's tortured me for how many nights? Well, how many days, too? 365 times 4, it's 1,200, and then you got about, what, 2,400, 12... About 1,500 nights, like, that I've been asleep being tortured by him. If you take 1,500 nights and 1,500 days also of just torture, without any respite from it, take those nights, and probably out of those, there's been about 20 nights where I've almost died. Maybe more than that. Maybe 30 nights where I've almost died. It's hard to believe. That is definitely hard to believe. That's something that I've kind of gone silent on. But it's amazing. It's amazingly satanic. I'll just keep saying it's satanic. It's satanic. It's satanic. It's satanic. It's satanic. Sometimes I'll think that in my mind. I'll just think it over and over again. It's satanic. It's satanic. It's satanic. Because I know that they kind of get off on that. Because they're like, he thinks we're Satanists. We've got to murder him and keep microwaving his body. And that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It seems like Satanists or liars are that big of liars that they're like, hey, he thinks we're bad guys, so we've got to keep killing him for no reason. And that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard. And it is very dangerous for our society and everyone in our society. Alright, guys, well, I'm gonna try and get some stuff done today. Many more videos to come. I'm at about 45 minutes, so I'm going to have to stop it, but I'm kind of at that point where it's comfortable for me to make videos. If it's still useful to you guys, you know, I'm going to keep putting them out, and I feel like if we just keep talking about it like this, you know, like Robert Duncan says, just keep talking about it, it becomes more and more normal to talk about it. The less you talk about it, the weirder it seems. So this is the best way to do it. And somehow instinctually, with the help of God, I'm kind of